Yo, what is up guys? It's Muhammad Murad over here and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna be talking about why people will never change and how you can be the exception. So over here, I've written down the four most popular mistakes that a lot of people do and have, and that's why they're not changing. So what I want from you to do is make sure that you take notes and make sure to write down in the comments which out of these 4 points were you struggling with and what are you going to do in order for you to get to the next level. So number one says change fails without identity shifts. You can't outperform your self-image. If you will never change how you see yourself, no matter what's your willpower, no matter what are the actions that you are doing, you will always hit the barrier of you are not enough and how you described yourself in the old image. So before starting out on how do you want to change your results, you need to start changing how do you see yourself and what are the things that you fear of not having or having. Because here's what's going to happen. Once you start succeeding, you will always go back to the same old self-image of do I deserve this? Was this luck? And whatever. That's going to attract the energy of you going back to the same old individual that you were because you didn't believe in it and you're not acting on that kind of standard and that kind of frequency. So I've written over here, you will need to start creating a new identity for yourself and make sure each and every single day you use repetition. Because here's what's going to happen if you don't use repetition is that day by day, if you're not going to use repetition, your mind unconsciously and subconsciously will go back to the same old habits and identity if you don't repeat who you are becoming. Number two, comfort is the real addiction. We need to start understanding that your mind is not your friend. And this what I've learned is that your mind always wants you to act small, be small, and not imagine what would life be if I go all in? What will life be if I succeed? What I need you to start understanding is that you will need to start taking risk and your mind will start opposing that kind of thinking because he wants you to be in that comfort zone. Reframe comfort, see it as a sign of expansion. So instead of seeing discomfort as something that you are really afraid of doing, make sure that you see it as something on how can you actually improve and how can you get to that next level. So each and every single day, what I want you to start doing is pick one thing that is so uncomfortable that you are not used to doing and start doing it. No matter how does it feel, take that action. Number three and number four is on the other side of the board. Let me make sure to flip that for you guys. So number three, and this is one of the most problem a lot of people have. Trust me, a lot of people, and that's the thing that I was also, struggling with, and a lot of people still, till this date, struggle with, is they wait for motivation instead of creating momentum. Man, see, if you want to see the motivation or whatever you want to call it, it's like, man, I want a sign, I want a motivation. Look yourself in the mirror. Is that the person that you believe that you are or not? And that is your sign. This is as true and truth as it can be. You don't need a motivation. You need to start building momentum. You need to start taking actions. You need to start seeing what is it exactly that I want, and I will start putting that effort into getting to that position. Set non-negotiables daily. So what I want you to do right now, set 3 things that it is going to be your non-negotiables that you're going to be doing starting from today till the rest of your life. No matter how you feel, no matter where are you, no matter what is going on in your life, these are the 3 things that is going to be non-negotiables and you're going to do it regardless. Integrity with actions. That is one of my core values. Number 3, number 4 is number 3, the second point, which is using friction. Man, I want you to start placing visuals in your day-to-day life activity. If you have a good body, if you want to have that car, if you want to have that beautiful girlfriend, whatever it is, try to print a visual that you see each and every single day once you start waking up, so you can visualize what will happen if you actually succeed. And lastly, this is the number 4, and as I told you guys, like, man, I always leave the best thing for the last, so I make sure that you guys have every single thing step by step. Number 4, they are surrounded by old mirrors. So I might be answering, man, Muhammad, what does that old mirrors mean? Old mirror is your environment. Man, if you're not gonna audit your environment, nothing's gonna change. These people around you, they're gonna keep on bullshitting in each and every single thing and telling you the same exact thoughts and the same exact ideas if you're not going to start auditing them. So what we need to start doing over here is we need to start changing the environment. How do you dress, like how do you walk, how do you talk, what are the things that you are saying? And as they always say, it's like, your frequency is what you frequently see. If what you are frequently see is people eating bad habits, or people not succeeding or not getting to that next level, this is exactly what you are going to become. If you see the word as being a scarcity and not having a lot of supply, you will always be in that kind of mindset. So I need to start for you to start changing your environment and acting on that kind of frequency. The last thing is speak your new identity out loud. Don't be afraid to start, once you start in the morning, once you starting your day, start speaking your new identity each and every single day before you sleep and in the afternoon. Because think about it in this way. So you go to the gym in the mornings, you get that good pump, good chest pump, but by, let's say, mid-afternoon, the pump is already gone. So what we need to do is just start pumping that muscle, pumping that mind, reminding ourselves of who are we actually becoming. And as we said, repetition is the most important thing. So this is it for today's video. And by the way, this is the thing that I help a lot of my partners in, actually mentoring them on how can they actually create that new self-image, get to that next level. But anyways, these are the 4 things that I want you guys to make sure to write down, start auditing yourself, and start knowing what and how can you get to that next level. So thank you guys so much. Hope you guys had a knowledgeable and valuable video. Make sure you guys subscribe, share it with your friends and family, and see you guys in the next one.